was that the memory was running out. That's what was giving me a hard time. It was like playing for like 1 minute recording, then it would just turn off. And I did one for like 2 minutes because I don't be recording shit. I record sometime when I travel, if I feel like it, and it seems to be okay. But I think it's a memory problem. It's not enough. And they switched over to the card because the phone memory ran out. Some shit like that. I'll figure it out. You guys know how I get down. Yeah, I was talking about food when I was outside. And food is very important. You can work out all you want. If you eat the wrong food, it ain't gonna do shit for you. Nothing, it'll do nothing for you. I mean, some are running, walking, working out is good for you. It's a start. But if you're still eating garbage, you're just really basically spinning your tires. That don't make any sense. So, because people don't understand what food really is. Food nourishes the body, yeah. But what happens is that your food turns into you. So whatever you eat turns into you. And that's what you are. You are what you eat. So if you eat healthy, your body's gonna break down the food, and the food's gonna feed your cells. You understand? That's what's so miraculous about the human body. The human body could take a piece of bread, a piece of fruit, or whatever, and turn it into flesh, bones, and blood. You see? So, your food, you're nothing but an accumulation of food from the time you're a baby on mother's milk. Sitting there in your mother's arm drinking mother's milk when you're born, or a few days after you're born, whatever. And you're suckling on this shit, right? And that's making the baby grow. So it's taking mother's milk and turning it into flesh, bones, and blood and everything else. See? That's what food is. It energizes the body and it builds the body. So when you put junk in there, and drugs and alcohol and all the other bullshit, and smoking weed and smoking meth, all of that shit that don't belong in there, that shit, becomes part of you, man. It becomes part of your body's genetic memory. That's all there is to that. And yes, mothers that be getting high and doing all that bullshit, yeah, it becomes part of that baby's genetic memory. Our ancestors go back hundreds of thousands, millions of years, and we're still part of them. We still carry their genetic memory. That's why I got this nose from, and my skin color, and my eye color, all that. That's probably from my great 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 grandfather. Probably got his nose, and he's been dead for who knows how long. You see, been dead for 1,000 years, but I still got his nose on my face. Or his lips or some shit. You see, or his hair, or whatever, or built like him. You see, or whatever. I don't know, but it's all in the memory. Like food, like when you plant a seed. The seed knows what to grow. When you plant an apple seed, it's going to grow an apple tree. That's because of the memory that's inside of it. It knows to grow an apple tree out of that seed. That's from the genetic memory that's in that seed. Or you grow a cabbage, plant some cabbage seeds, it's going to grow cabbage. And they're going to grow an oak tree. That's from the memory, from genetics, from from the first tree from the first oak tree or apple tree, whatever kind of tree or whatever it was. Those seeds are all different. And how do they know how to become, what they are? That's through the genetic code that's in that seed. It's in the genetic code in my seed. If I impregnate a woman, I have genetic code in my seed. She's the earth, I'm the seed. So when I drop my seed in the earth, it is going to grow. And that genetic code is in the memory. It's in the memory. It's a memory. That's what we are. We are a bunch of memory. Every cell in your body, you know, knows what to do. How does it know what to do? Because it remembers what to do. Because of its memory, it knows what to do. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. People try to make it out so hard. The white man try to bamboozle you. All that stuff that they talk about back in the day, Malcolm X and whoever. Saying the white man's a mad scientist, and he's hoodwinking you and bamboozling you. Yeah, because that's what he does. To keep you further from the truth. And when you come to conclusions about things, you're really fucking stupid. When you conclude something, that means that, that's it. You believe that. Even belief is a fantasy. Think about it. Belief is a fantasy. It's the most second-hand, third-hand, whatever, some fucking second, whatever knowledge from somebody who told you some old bullshit, and you believe it. So it's up to you to believe it. So it's a fantasy because you haven't really seen it. Your memory is a fantasy of some shit that happened before, and then you remember it because you're not doing it now. So you're fantasizing about, when you went on that trip, or when you sucked that dick, or when you fucked that chick. You fantasizing about, the body on that chick from, back in the day. The memory is a fantasy, you see? And the future is a fantasy. I'm going to get this. I'm going to have that, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that, you see? You start setting goals and all that bullshit. That's fantasizing, man. That's just wishful thinking. Hasn't happened yet. You're fantasizing. It's like a dream. You're dreaming about shit. It's all bullshit. You got to worry about what's happening now. Minute by minute. Because you ain't guaranteed to live the next for another minute. So you're thinking about yesterday and you're bugging out about, especially when you're talking about what the next person's doing. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You don't even know what you're here for. And life has no purpose for anybody. You just here like everybody else. Ain't no better. You ain't taking nothing with you. Came in with nothing. You ain't taking nothing with you. You ain't giving nobody shit. All you doing is passing around shit that was already here. That's just was transformed into something. Some shit from out the earth was transformed into something. So you really ain't giving nobody shit. You just passing the shit along that somebody gave you. Some shit that you don't want. That's not giving anybody anything graciously. You just getting rid of some shit. You see? You're really giving from the heart. And even if you really can't give from the heart because nothing is really yours. They all came from this earth. They just got recompositioned and, manufactured and formed in a certain way, and that shit will do something. And then you got it. Like I got this phone in my hand. This phone, I can't say this phone is mine because it really ain't mine. This shit came from the earth. It's the earth's. You see? And then, they trick you into paying for things, put your faith in money, and we'll dig things out of the earth and mold it the way, you like it. And then you give us some of your money, and we'll give it to you. We'll give you what you want. It's all a trick. People is feeding right into it. Habitually. It's a habit. And they not going to fight it. It's like smoking. Like women, like 80% of consume 80% of the shit in the world. They do all the spending. Probably more, I think. They do all the spending. Men really don't give a fuck. Women is fucking stupid. Just like men are stupid. Men really don't give a fuck. Men just want some place to sleep, eat, shit. and maybe get his dick sucked or get some pussy here and there. That's all he wants. Whatever. You want to be in his household, under his roof, you could be down with him or whatever and share his toilet paper or whatever. Get your own toilet paper or whatever. Get your own shit too if you want. It's up to you. Because no relationship is absolute. None. None of them is guaranteed. Not one human relationship is absolute. Not one. In the past, in the present, or in the future. None of them are absolute. None of them is guaranteed. And that happens so quick. That's why there's so many hoes. But once the chemicals wear off, then it's all she wrote. Once the honeymoon period passes over, the golden period, whatever you want to call it, when those chemicals die, you understand, when those chemicals deactivate, that's when the flame is dead. Then you'll be wondering, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing with this guy? What am I doing with this bitch? And when you're doing shit that you're ashamed of, or you regret, then that's on you. Keep your pussy and your dicks in your pants. And you don't have to go through the shame. Embarrassment. See? And that's what people do. They shame themselves. They may feel good today, but when you wake up the next morning, you're going to feel like a fucking piece of shit. Because you know you done swallowed some skeet or let a nigga skeet in your face or come in you, whatever the fuck, and then look at you like a hoe. You as sick as him.